Coinbase package, what is nice is there's default functions like get spot price. So if you don't have an API wrapper or a custom built Python package that has functions like this, it can be difficult because remember, if we use the requests package, there's not a function in there that's get spot prices. This is specific to the Coinbase server for the Coinbase or for Coinbase data. So with this function, that's a default function, we'll be able to get prices. And in our case, we want Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is BTC, and we want it in the currency of pounds, GBP, and we can print it. So let's see what we get here. So this is the amount currently. The value of one Bitcoin is 13,000 pounds. So let's just see. Okay, so it's 13,467. If we run it again, let's just see what we get. Oh, it's actually the same. I'm not too sure how frequently this gets updated, but you can, for example, get USD, which is in dollar amounts. So one Bitcoin is $17,800. Or let's see if we can use ZAR, so Rand, if that is actually, yeah. So 275,000 rands is one Bitcoin. Let's see if we can get Ethereum. I think Ethereum is ETH. I think so. I might be wrong. Yeah, so one Ethereum is 7,313 Rand. So this is quite cool. And you can see how convenient it is when you use an API wrapper. Okay. So this format is called a JSON format. And I mentioned that it's similar to the Python dictionary. So it looks like key value pairs. So that's so it makes it nice that, in an API, the format is generally a JSON. And we know that Python dictionaries the format of Python dictionary is similar to JSON. So the link between getting data in JSON format and using Python is quite seamless. And yeah, that's why maybe Python is also a good program to use to call APIs, because Python dictionaries in JSON formats is very similar. Okay, so we got the Bitcoin in pounds. We can also get a date. So this get spot prices also has a date argument. So then we can get the price of the day. So let's see this. So let's just run this one. So this is today, 13,490. Let's just see how this is different to this one. I think this is only updated once. Let's see. Yeah, let's take the previous day. Yeah, so you can see it's dynamic, so that's nice. So you can also look at a specific date, price per date. Just want to see if there's chat.
No, look at
My friends, you're consuming an API 16 days for I will on to off this. You often hear consuming, or is this just a comment?
I think it's a question from Lewis.
You often hear consuming an API is accessing data through an API. Accessing data through an API, the same thing as consuming an API. is it also part of the process of consuming an API? Question, please. Yeah, I think it's the same. I can't really tell from your question what yeah what you mean by consuming an API is accessing data through an API. The same thing as consuming API. Yeah, I think it's the same. Um,
Do you want to rephrase it, Lewis, maybe?
okay. I'm following. Okay, I'm just gonna continue, and then we can. I'll see when they if you rephrase the question or when there's an extra question coming up. So I know I can just look there. So, but yeah, you can ask questions. But yeah, I think it's the same thing. I think it's just jargon that you might hear, day jargon. Um, okay, so we looked at the get spot price function in the Coinbase package, and we also now put in date so we can get the price of of Bitcoin in pounds for today. And let's look at all the currencies in the data wallet. So we can also do that. So let's, for example, let's maybe print, let's not show this now. So if you are doing a project and you want to look at the Bitcoin in, I don't know, Afghani currency, Afghani, you can see, okay, this is the identifier that you'll use. If you're working with currency pair, you'll use AFN or Bitcoin dash AFN to get it in Afghani. So you can see there's a lot of different currencies it's specified in. So you can just, yeah, you can play around a bit with this. For example, if you want to do it in a specific currency. So that you can, so with a get currencies argument in Coinbase package, you can see that, yeah, there's a lot of different currencies. And you identify the currency by this identifier here. So you can also look at the, for example, let's look at the first three currencies, so alphabetically, and the last three currencies. So if you remember, you use in Python, you can use this indexing to get specific items, or if you want the last three currencies in this example, you'll use this double dots and the 3, which means look at everything up until 3, which means if you can remember, the indexing in Python starts at 0. So it would be, so this is an excluding index, which means it starts at the beginning and excludes this, but it ends here. So what I mean by that is in Python, the index always starts at 0. So it will be 0, 1, 2, and 3 won't be shown with this type of indexing. At the other end, so this is the start of your, let's say, list. The first item is usually a